Starting the year, obviously we're a little inexperienced in a few areas. I thought by the end of last year we were probably a little more excited about this upcoming season. But when we had a couple of underclassmen sign in Trotman and Jean, it kind of set us back a little bit. And then we had a situation over the summer where Colin Campbell is not going to start the year with some shoulder surgery again. So, not only we lost some good seniors, but we lost 3 underclassmen. So we'll be a little young to start the year, but I think we have some really good freshmen last year that had a lot of minutes. I'm looking for those guys to step up. I think we have an excellent goalie in Kevin Kapelka, and we returned 5 very good defensemen. So I think defensively we'll be fine. I think it might take us a little bit to find ourselves up front, but hopefully Menardo and McParlin and Kellen Lane and Benny Power, some of our older kids there, can carry the load early on.
Well, you talked about some of those, returning players. Can you talk about the guys on D that on your defensive unit that got minutes last year that are going to be playing in front of?
Well, obviously, I thought Kevin Churchman had a great freshman season last year. Did everything for us, killed penalties, power play, played a lot of key minutes. He'll be leaned on a lot this upcoming season to continue to develop and grow, and he got a lot stronger this summer. He spent the summer in Toronto, and he went to a couple of pro camps, and so I think he had a lot of valuable experience. Andrew Pearl and Matt Bruneto and Zach Sternberg, 3 juniors that have played since they've got here, and I think those 3 guys have logged a lot of minutes. Sternberg had an excellent second half of last season. He finally evolved into that player we thought he was going to be, an offensive-type player, and thought he had a great second half. And then T.J. Weiss was a freshman last year, played about 9 or 10 games, and we're excited where he fits into our group of 5 back there.
Well, and then in goal with Kapalka, it's starting his 3rd year. He's already got 29 wins, and what is it about him that makes him so effective?
I just think he's composure. I think that's the best word I can use for Kevin. He's had it since he walked in the door. He had a great summer. He had shoulder surgery a year ago. I remember back his freshman year, he had the shoulder problem and it popping out. Actually, I think it was against Michigan State. We had it was kind of funny at that time, but it kept popping out in different shooters. But he had it fixed last summer, and this summer he got to train. He tested very well, and he's ready to go. But composure is his biggest strength. He works hard, but nothing seems to faze him. If a bad goal was in, it's not going to affect him on the next shot. He had back-to-back shutouts one year, and it didn't change anything how he approached things. But so his composure is excellent. I think our players have a lot of confidence in him, and I'm just excited for Kevin because I think he's a kid that's ready to be an elite goalie, not only in the CCHA but across the country. And I'm excited for him for what lies ahead for him this season.
Well, and how about senior forward Dominic Menardo? Had 5 game-winning goals last season, I think, after having none the first 2 years. And what is it about him? What does he bring to the team, both on and off the ice?
He's our captain this year. First of all, just a tremendous young man. Obviously overcame some adversity, the broken neck in junior hockey. And, I guess his best quality, I would say, about him is he's always happy. He's always smiling. Nothing gets him down. He's very upbeat. Guys like being around him. I think we have a lot of guys that like to play with him. He's just got that kind of that positive energy, loves to be at the rink. He'd be here all day if you let him come over here and not go to class, and just loves being in the rink, loves to skate. He can shoot the puck. I hope he shoots it more this year. I think his shooting percentage is excellent. He just has to put more pucks on the net, but he just brings a lot of energy to our team. Great shot. Be obviously a valuable part of our power play this year. I'm looking for him and Kellen Lane to play together and kind of carry that that first group of forwards for us here as the year starts.
Well, Mike Caples at mihockeynow.com asked about senior forward Nick McParlin. He had doubled his production last season, had 14 goals, 27 points. What made him so successful last year and make such that big jump, and what do you expect this year?
Well, I think Nick was a kid 2 years ago that I didn't think was in good enough shape to play at this level. I think he worked hard strength-wise, but I didn't think he was as fit as he needed to be. So he dropped a lot of weight. He got real sleek and a lot thinner, and I think it allowed him to get around the rink a lot better last year. And then the second part, I thought him and Kyle Jean from day one last year had great chemistry from our first games, and carried on through most of the season. So it's funny when 2 guys can kind of get that chemistry and get playing together. they can do some real good things. And obviously losing Kyle, I mean, we got to find somebody and a couple guys that can mesh with Nick again. But, we're leaning on him a lot. I mean, to score and be an offensive threat. But, Nick's just got to play a power type game. If he's playing big and around the net and that type of play, he'll score goals. But again, our concern now is just to find the right guy that can kind of, develop that type of little, I don't know, you want to call it chemistry or magic that he had with Kyle last year.
What about specific areas of improvement are you targeting early on? I know you talked about losing a couple of guys that you planned on having, but you've got a veteran goalie back. What are the things you're going to be looking for improvement for?
Yeah, well, we got to get better around our net. I thought for most of the year last year, I thought we did a really good job. I thought that we went to Alaska in February, and we just never seemed to have the same type of juice, I call it, for the rest of the year. And I thought we gave up a lot of goals around our net. I thought we got a little careless there. I think we got to do a better job around Kevin in front of our net. I think we were one of the top teams in PK there to about the last 3 or 4 weeks, and we just got a little careless around our net. So we got to do a better job there. I think to start the year, we're going to have to really rely on playing good defensively and giving Kevin, making it hard on other teams to score goals on Kevin by doing a better job around our net. Because I'm just not sure how much we're going to score right away, or maybe we will. Maybe some guys will surprise me, but I think going into the season, the strength of our team obviously is our back end and our goalie.
Any freshmen that you've seen might have an impact right away?
Just a limited time. I'm really excited about our 2 defensemen, Zach Lesh, a young man from Minnesota who played up in Pembroke, a 6'5" kid, and a kid named Eric Drapluck that played in Cooley Region last year in the North American. I think both those kids in our little limited time have looked really good on defense. So we got some tough decisions. I think, like I said, we got a group of 7 back there right now. I'm really excited about. We'll have some tough decisions to make. And up front, we actually have quite a few guys that have been on the roster, haven't played a lot. So we only have 2 or 3 freshman forwards. And I think Bryce Schmidt will be a kid that'll get some minutes, and a young man named Austin McKay will probably get some minutes. But for the most part, I think we're going to have some, upper class in playing. They just haven't played a lot of minutes so far. But I'm looking, those guys have earned their time to get an opportunity to play guys like Kellen Ainsworth and Brett Wall and those types of players.
Last question from Paula Weston, USCHO.com. What does the final season of the CCHA mean to you and your program?
Am I allowed to use that word? No, I'm just kidding. It's disappointing, obviously. Obviously the CCHA has been a great thing for Lake Superior. The one thing I've always maintained is, Michigan and Michigan State, back 30-some years ago, had the vision to leave the WCHA and come and help schools like Lake State at that time, where maybe it's 600 people, and Ohio State and Miami and the Ferris and all these programs that were just kind of up and coming. And, those guys had the vision to kind of step over, and, without those schools, we probably wouldn't even be here today. And, they helped grow our sport, our school and our CCHA. So we're obviously disappointed. It's great geographically for us. We're lucky. I know one of the questions you asked about scheduling. I mean, we're really fortunate that we get all the Big Ten schools at home this year. Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State all come to our place. We have Union and Ferris, both 2 Frozen Four teams in our place this year. So we have a really great home schedule in the last year of the CCHA. But obviously we're disappointed. Obviously we'd love to keep the league going. And I think Tom just before said too, it's probably at a time it's probably the best it's ever been as far as competitive balance from top to bottom. But we're just going to try and enjoy it, not worry about the seasons to come, and hopefully we can maintain some relationships with some schools in our league to keep playing non-conference games.